Yet again you find me heading deep into the Asian countryside and jungle, hunting ancient temples, often abandoned and forgotten. The road is littered with landmines, the jungle festooned with venomous snakes. But the ancient sites you and I will visit are simply breathtaking.
Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples with myself, Mr. B. I'm in Preah, Kompong, Svay. It's an entire ancient city that nobody comes to. So few people come here, they don't even try and sell you the ticket. The road here is absolutely murderous, and I'll be explaining a little bit more of that later. But the journey is beyond worth it. Have a look at this. Isn't it magnificent? Now at this point, you may well be thinking to yourself, well, Mr. B, I've seen walls before. And although this is exceptionally ancient, nigh on 1,000 years old, in an abandoned city, in a jungle, it's just a wall. But it isn't. And you're about to be amazed because I have misdirected you. Look at where my foot is. Can you see there's a giant foot here and there's a second giant foot here? This is no wall. This is an epic statue. As I say, in an abandoned city, in a jungle, far away, that very few people come to. I have dreamt of this place. I have been aching to come here. And now the monsoon season is gone, I can at long last show it to you. What I need to do now is get behind the camera and pan upwards so you can see the true glory of this site. Now, just there is where I was standing a moment ago with those giant feet. But this is the best angle to capture this from, because as we scan up, look at what we see. Isn't this incredible? On each cardinal point is a gigantic statue to Buddha. And allow me to zoom in, which I do very rarely, but on this occasion it has to be. It is the most amazing sight I have ever been to, one of such grandeur but of such serenity. And this is an absolute majestic sight. Look at the way the sun seems to crown this most wondrous of statues. But let's have a quick walk around. There's not really an awful lot to see here, but there is something at the base which is rather interesting, and it is this. This, I believe, was once a naga, but we can see it has been horribly defaced by looters. Now there's a solid reason for that. This ancient city is so remote. Not only does nobody come here, but that remoteness very much worked into the hands of the looters, because they had all the time in the world to take whatever they wanted, except for what was way too big to be carried away. And that is why these giants still slumber here to this day. Now we may as well continue our 360 round, but before we do, let's appreciate as to the enormity of this thing. It truly is an absolutely amazing sight, and in a moment I will tell you a little of my journey coming to this place, which was exasperating to say the least. It was also painful and somewhat expensive because it has severely damaged quite a few bits of equipment, not just myself. But I think you'll agree, looking at the screen, how could I not come here? It is a place of imagination. It is a place of dreams. And do remember, I've got this entire city to myself. Now, I just mentioned that the journey here has been incredibly hard and incredibly long. Now, I want to show you something, and it's my hand. Do you see these black marks here? That is the rubber coming off the grips on my handlebars because I was clutching the bike that hard. The road here is like it's been landmined and then trenched. For 2 hours, my spine has been hit hundreds upon hundreds of times. It is the worst road in Cambodia, full stop. Now, there's another road they quote as road 23 or something as being the worst. It's not, because this is an awful lot longer. And the reason that this road isn't quoted as the worst is because most people don't travel it. But after 2 hours of having your spine crunched and some of my equipment's failed, this is backup equipment I'm using, you get to this ancient city. And the first thing that greets you is this. I'm going to have to walk away, aren't I? Of course I am, because I've got to show you the enormity of this thing. I do have to shoot it at a slight angle so you can get the profiles of the faces. Now, I hope the microphone is working and you can see me over here. Isn't it magnificent? And you must consider those people that travelled from the countryside nigh on 1,000 years ago, the farmers and the labourers and the fishermen and the craftsmen. And when they came to this city, they came from villages made of little wooden huts with thatched roofs. I mean, hopefully this is popping your eyes. But you live in a modern world where your mind can work out how this could be engineered. But if you were a farmer or a fisherman from some far off land that's never even seen one stone building, well, imagine what he thought when greeted by these giants. It is absolutely mind-bending. It certainly is a hell of a long road, but my goodness, when you're greeted by this, it is truly a wondrous day. Now, this is a short video, but I very much hope you've enjoyed this little bit of adventure. And if by chance you could help me build up this library of ancient and forgotten sites such as this, then I would be truly grateful. And how you do that is very easy. It's www.patreon.com/temples. Now then, it only remains, as always, for me to wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. You take good care now.